The Mystery of Amelia Earhart, The Conspiracy That Was Never Solved. Introduction. A Flight into the Unknown. On July 2, 1937, the world lost more than just an aviator. It lost a pioneer, a symbol of hope and courage. Amelia Earhart vanished while attempting to circumnavigate the globe. But her disappearance wasn't the end of her story. It was the beginning of an enigma that has captivated generations. How could an airplane vanish without a trace in a world already looking toward the future? Was it a tragic accident? A carefully orchestrated conspiracy? Or something else, something we cannot entirely grasp? Every detail of her final flight seems to be a piece of a puzzle that, to this day, remains incomplete. This is the mystery of Amelia Earhart, a story of bravery, uncertainty, and shadows that, 80 years later, still compels us to look up at the sky in wonder and down at the ocean in fear. Amelia Earhart, the woman who broke barriers. Amelia Earhart was much more than an aviator. She was a free spirit in an era when freedom for women was bound by societal expectations. From a young age, she made it clear she would not follow the path others had laid out for her. She wanted to fly. And she did. She became the first woman to cross the Atlantic solo, a feat that made her a global icon. But she wasn't satisfied. Amelia dreamed of something bigger, something that would immortalize her in history. A flight around the world, spanning more than 29,000 miles. It was to be her greatest challenge. But this bold dream also led her to her darkest destiny, to a disappearance that would never be explained. The final flight. One last transmission. On June 1, 1937, Amelia and her navigator Fred Noonan took off from Miami in their Lockheed Electra 10E. The journey progressed as planned, overcoming storms, technical challenges, and fatigue. But on July 2, during the critical leg between New Guinea and the tiny Howland Island, something went terribly wrong. From the Itasca, a U.S. Coast Guard ship waiting near Howland to guide them, a distressing message was received. "We are on a line north and south. We cannot see the island. Fuel is running low." That was the last transmission the world would ever hear from Amelia. What happened next? Was it a simple navigation error? Or were Amelia and Fred victims of something far darker? This is where the theories begin to surface, each more unsettling than the last. Theory 1. The ocean crash, the silence of the Pacific. The official explanation is that Amelia and Fred ran out of fuel and crashed into the ocean near Howland Island. Their plane would have disappeared beneath the waves, swallowed by the vast Pacific, a place where even the greatest secrets can remain buried forever. But this theory, while plausible, has cracks. How is it possible that one of the most extensive search operations in history found not a single fragment of the plane? No debris, no oil slick, no sign of the aircraft? Some suggest that ocean currents may have dragged the wreckage to unreachable depths. Yet others believe the lack of evidence isn't accidental but deliberate. Could someone have hidden the wreckage to erase any trace of what really happened? The silence of the ocean is deafening, and eerily convenient. Theory 2. Captured by the Japanese, the shadows of the Marshall Islands. One chilling theory suggests that Amelia and Fred did not crash into the ocean but made an emergency landing in the Marshall Islands, which were under Japanese control at the time. According to this version, they were captured on suspicion of being American spies. Local witnesses claim to have seen a silver plane land on a remote beach, and decades later, a photograph emerged. It showed a woman resembling Amelia sitting on a dock under the watchful eye of Japanese soldiers. Could this photograph be a clue to her fate? If Amelia was indeed captured, the most disturbing question is, what happened next? Some believe she was taken to Saipan, interrogated, and possibly executed. Others speculate that she might have been used as a pawn in a political game between Japan and the United States. And then there's a darker possibility. What if her disappearance was known to the U.S. government but deliberately covered up to avoid an international crisis? Theory 3. A spy for the U.S. government. The secret mission. What if Amelia Earhart wasn't just an aviator but also a spy? This theory suggests that her flight around the world was not just a personal endeavor, but a covert mission to gather intelligence on Japanese military bases in the Pacific. Her flight path conveniently passed over strategically sensitive areas, fueling this theory. If her true mission was discovered, the Japanese might have captured her, and her disappearance could have been handled as a state secret. Some even believe that the U.S. government sacrificed Amelia to protect a larger operation. Could her disappearance be a piece in a geopolitical game we will never fully understand? Theory 4. Survived on Nikomororo, an island of isolation. In 1940, human bones were discovered on the remote island of Nikomororo, along with primitive tools and fragments of an aircraft. Initially, the remains were dismissed as not belonging to Amelia, but recent investigations suggest they might match her physical characteristics. This theory proposes that Amelia and Fred managed to land on this uninhabited island and survived for some time, living off what little the island could provide. However, without external help, they would have succumbed to thirst, hunger, or disease. Imagine Amelia, alone on that island, staring out at the vast ocean, waiting for a rescue that would never come. This image is as heartbreaking as it is haunting. Could she have spent her final days in complete isolation while the world searched for her in the wrong place? Theory 5. Alien abduction, beyond human understanding. And then there's the most extraordinary theory. What if Amelia Earhart was abducted by extraterrestrials? The total lack of wreckage and the eerie nature of her disappearance have led some to propose this otherworldly explanation. While this theory lacks tangible evidence, it raises a deeper question. Is it possible that forces or entities intervene at the most mysterious moments in human history? Final reflection. An eternal mystery. The case of Amelia Earhart isn't just an unsolved mystery. It's a reminder of how vast and unknowable our world remains. In her disappearance, we find a mirror reflecting our own questions about destiny, secrecy, and truth. Was it an accident? A conspiracy? Or something beyond our comprehension? Perhaps we'll never know. But one thing is certain, Amelia Earhart will forever be more than an aviator. She will be an eternal enigma.